Tesla has announced a hiring freeze as well as a reduction of about 10% of their employees, which works out to be in the neighborhood of 10,000 employees. Other companies are also doing similar things, such as Coinbase and Meta, aka Facebook, also announcing hiring freezes, and they've begun laying people off. Now, there are a lot of aspects that I want to look into, but one in particular is actually job offers being rescinded. Now, we're going to dive into all of that information, and I'm actually going to show you guys some LinkedIn posts of people's actual individual experience with a job offer being rescinded and talk a little bit about the logistics of all of that. But of course, we probably have to start with why this is happening. There is a risk of a recession coming. We might actually already be one. Of course, that's something that you can't really tell until a few years after, and looking back at the impact of what has happened. We very well might be in a recession. A recession could be on the way, if not already happening. And now we have everyone from small businesses to huge businesses like Tesla and Meta and Coinbase and whatnot taking notice of some of these economic changes, and they are implementing plans to try to protect themselves. And that includes things like laying off people, stopping new hires, as well as rescinding job offers. So that is what they're trying to do. They're trying to protect themselves. They're trying to cover their bases to make as much money as they can with the lowest costs. But unfortunately, that leads to very negative things happening. And of course, being laid off is going to be a super high stress scenario. I feel terribly for these people that are being laid off, and it's not to take away anything from them. But the situation that I actually want to focus on is job offers being rescinded. So that means that people are getting a job offer, whether that's for the next few months, it's going to start, maybe even half a year away, and they're planning on this new job, this new opportunity, maybe moving their lives there and kind of relying on that to even stay in the country at some points. And so that kind of is their whole plan. They got a job offer, everything's good, maybe they've even signed some paperwork, and then the job offer actually gets rescinded, meaning they're back at square one, and they have to sort everything out with basically no notice. And we're going to actually take a look at some of these LinkedIn posts, but it leaves people in a situation where they were thinking they had a secure path forward. Of course, they probably stopped interviewing for new jobs because you have an offer, and then to actually have that taken away from you without even working there. You haven't been getting paid for these last 6 months. You haven't been getting anything from this company, just the offer, and then just wiped clean out of nowhere from a company that has such a vast amount of resources is extremely tough and puts individuals in a horrible place. I'm going to give you guys some of my personal thoughts on what I think should be done in this scenario going forward. However, that's just my personal opinion. Big companies with big egos that don't really care about the smaller individuals aren't really going to see this the same way, but I'm just going to share my thoughts. However, let's look at some of these actual scenarios that are happening right now. Now guys, I am grateful to have a sponsor for this video, and that sponsor is Dossier. Dossier reproduces classic high-end luxury scents at a fraction of the price, keeping the exact same high quality by cutting out all the expenses and the brand tax. Any scent is $39 or less, while designer scents range from $50 up to $280 in retail. This powdery tobacco scent is inspired by a line from Tom Ford at a much more affordable price. There are free exchanges and returns forever. Dossier has a welcome offer with up to 20% off the website. However, you can get up to 30% off your first order by using the discount link in the description of my video. Dossier has a new payment method that lets you earn store credit. Select cash at the last step of the checkout and you can earn yourself a $10 bonus credit and even get rewarded with 10% store credit on every order after that. So guys, the first one we're going to be taking a look at was an offer from Coinbase, and this is a post on LinkedIn as I mentioned. They received this offer on March 9th and the role was rescinded. The job offer was rescinded on June 2nd. So 3 months of planning their life around this offer, and you'll go on to see how much this means to this person with regards to visas and everything. But they were planning their whole life around this, and within days of starting this job, it was rescinded after months and months of planning and believing that they had a nice secure future. So on March 9th, he received the offer from Coinbase for an engineer role. Since then, he was deciding between a bunch of other things, such as obtaining a PhD at a university and whatnot. But after weighing his opportunities, he has chose to join Coinbase over pursuing the PhD. He got the email saying that the offer had been rescinded, as well as many other people, due to the changes at Coinbase. He goes on to say that this is super devastating as he was going to start his STEM OPT visa and was only allowed a certain number of days of unemployment. He rejected 3 PhD offers, declined to interviews at other companies, because he had accepted this Coinbase offer in mid to early March. At the end of this, all those other options are no longer available because he declined them. He's got a job, he accepted, and he was trying to move forward with his life with this in mind. After planning so much on the next stage of his life, it's heartbreaking to see it fall apart so quickly. If anybody knows of any roles, please let me know, because he needs a job. Now, that is an absolutely ridiculous thing to see, because this person had planned so many things about his life with regards to this role. For example, he knew that he needed to be employed to apply for certain things, such as that visa, and now he doesn't even have that opportunity. I don't know this guy's situation exactly, but most people, of course, are going to be very reliant on having that income. So not only does he need the money, he needs this for the aspect of his life, for his plans, moving forward with everything. And not only that, it was also something that stopped him from doing other opportunities because he was supposed to be guaranteed this opportunity. Now, another example I want to share with you guys is from a different company. It's called Loom. And this person says that 4 months ago, he accepted a position as a software engineering intern at Loom. And yesterday, they announced layoffs across the company, and he received the news that the internship program, which was supposed to begin June 13th, again, he got this email on June 1st, I believe. So just less than 2 weeks before the start date, after 4 months of planning on this, the offer was rescinded. Now, everyone he met was a great person. He was very excited to join this team. Things were looking very positive. And now the fact that he's going into his senior year, this was a crucial time to get that internship experience, to progress his career after he graduates, and now it has been totally wiped away. Internship opportunities, by the way, if you're not too familiar with, school opportunities and the timeline for getting an internship in the summer based on your next school year starting in the fall, is a very tight window. A lot of those applications are happening at the end of winter, at the beginning of spring, or through spring even, and they kind of end for most of them. Of course, there's always different opportunities, but a lot of those windows are in that time frame. And so if you don't have the internship lined up by then, you're kind of out of luck, because no one's going to be hiring interns for that window anymore, because they know that people start school in the fall. And so he says this is certainly a last minute thing, and although it's likely that most opportunities have already been filled, please reach out if you know of any open opportunities. And so this is just devastating, because not only did he also plan on kind of his future and what's going on with his life and going forward, now he doesn't even have the opportunity likely to find something that's going to work for him. The other person, totally terrible situation as well, but he might be able to find a job elsewhere. He's kind of planning on working full time. This person doesn't have the opportunity to tell an employer, hey, I can work full time. He still has a year of school left, and all the opportunities that were likely available are already filled, and no one's going to be looking for an intern at the very beginning of June. But the ethics behind that are not very great. I think anyone would agree that that's just a pretty low thing to do and messes with the individual's life when the company is likely going to be fine. I don't think Coinbase is going anywhere anytime soon. Same with Tesla and Meta. They have this money to spare, and the costs can be cut otherwise going forward, or at the very least, telling these people, hey, we made a mistake. We are not going to be able to keep you on board for very long. We understand the terms of this and what that means to you. So we can offer you 3 months of employment. We want to try to make this work. We appreciate your time that you've sacrificed to us and the commitment you've made to us. So 3 months of employment, and then we're going to have to let you go. Something to balance the scale for how much that devastates the individual compared to what it will do for the company. The difference is quite clear. The company is going to be impacted much less from 3 months of employment than someone would be from getting laid off before they even start, essentially, is what happens there while planning on it the whole time. So those are some scenarios that I wanted to talk about today. Of course, there are many layoffs happening across the board from small to large companies. However, that's something I wanted to focus on, job offers getting rescinded, because I see these posts on LinkedIn, and it's pretty heartbreaking seeing what is happening to people who have planned so much of their life without getting paid, without being a part of this, without getting to even put it on their resume. It's just wiped just like that before anything happens. Of course, getting laid off from a job you've already had is terrible. It's very unfortunate as well, and that's not to take away anything from those situations, but I just wanted to focus more on those layoffs in this situation before they've even happened, which is a job offer getting rescinded. So I'd love to hear you guys' opinion on that in the comments down below. Have you ever experienced anything quite like this? I'd be curious to hear you guys' opinion in the comments down below, so please do let me know. Of course, if you did enjoy this video and are interested in other financial news, videos about stock market, crypto, and other financial independence stuff, please do subscribe to my channel, drop a like on this video, and I'd be curious to hear your opinion as well, as I said. So thank you to Dossier for sponsoring this video. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.